Okay, so in the early 70s, when I was around 15, and attending Bronx High School of Science, still feeling attracted to boys, I would look at the boys in the locker room and gym class and wonder if any one of them were having the same kind of feelings I was. And I was hoping to explore that at some point. But then during spring break in my junior year, I was hit by a car. And so eliminating that possibility, I was in the hospital for many times in long periods, and I had to, couldn't go to the high school. I had tutors from the Board of Ed, and I was essentially homebound. So as far as exploring anything about my sexuality was totally out of the question. I had my adolescence interrupted. So it wasn't until I was more mobile again, and a couple of years after that, and around 17, that what I would do, Radio City was showing some old classic movies like Singing in the Rain, Lawrence of Arabia. I would go down by myself, see the movie, see the show, and then walk from Radio City down to Times Square, 42nd Street, which was a much sleazier place than it is now, and very interesting. Anyway, there were porn shops, and I would go and buy porn. And I'd go to the gay section and find what I wanted, and then stuff it under my shirt and go home and explain that, oh, the reason I was late was because the trains were messed up. So that was essentially my first beginning of, again, exploring my sexuality. I thought gay life would be difficult to conduct openly, and then I'd have to keep it secret. I was hoping, I guess, maybe that I could sow my oats for a while and then get fixed. I actually even saved an article by one of the doctors who claimed to be able to do that. One morning when my mother was out walking the dogs, I turned the TV on. I was watching Pat Harper, and who had a talk show in mid-morning, and they were filming Melba Moore performing at the Continental Baths, which had become well known as a gay bathhouse when Bette Midler had performed there a few years earlier and became a popular venue for performers. And the notorious gay bathhouse, but after they interviewed Melba Moore, they interviewed one of the patrons, and one of them was very young. He looked about 16, but he said that his parents knew and accepted him, and that he was, living a satisfactory gay life. And I thought, I was stunned. I thought, well, no, it really is possible. And that's when I decided that I wanted that for myself too. And I wasn't going to hide anymore or try to change, but be my honest self. That was really the first time I decided to accept myself and my sexuality and decide that I wanted to live openly and happily, since I realized that was possible, and that I wanted that for myself and not to have to keep a very important part of me hidden from those closest to me.